Okay, my friends, the first thing we need to do is cut out our pumpkin pattern. So carefully cut along the dotted lines. We're going to come around the perimeter first and cut the outside of our pumpkin. Then we are going to follow the inside. Yes, we're going to cut apart this pumpkin almost like a puzzle piece. Now, the only thing that we're going to be throwing away is the outside. When you are done, you should have 7 shapes that are going to fit together to make this pumpkin. You should have the outside of your pumpkin cut first. Now you need to cut out each one of these shapes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now comes the fun part. Put it together like a puzzle. Okay, so now here's the fun part. You cut out your pumpkin in one color, but if you noticed, my pumpkin has different colors for each one of the sections. So that's what you are going to do. You are going to share your pumpkin cutout with your classmates. So what you're going to do is you are going to have one of each color. One of each color, my friends. Okay, my friends, now is the tricky part. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting our pumpkin onto our black paper. But we don't want to see our numbers and our dots. So we're going to be flipping them over. So it's really important that you start in order. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our glue stick. And we're going to start with the number 1. Put glue around the edges and the X in the middle. And then flip it over and glue it on your paper. And massage it in. Okay, after 1, we have 2. Put glue around your edge and an X in the middle. It's very important that you go in order. Take your 2 and flip it over and line it up the best you can with your 1. 3 around the edge, X in the middle, and then once again, you need to flip it over. See how I have my pumpkin put together like a puzzle over here, and then my black paper's over here, so it makes it easy for me to flip over my pieces. Line it up the best you can, and massage it in. So I have 1, 2, 3. Now we go to 4. And flip it over. We're not turning it or anything. We're just flipping it. We don't want our pumpkin to have pieces falling off or anything like that. And massage it in. 5. And then you flip it over. 6. Once you have your pumpkin put together, what I'd like you to do is flip your pumpkin over and see if there's any pieces that are hanging down off the paper. If you have any hanging pieces, you might want to go back and re-glue them. You want this to be glued nice and easy to your paper. You can even flip it over and massage the back, help the pieces stick. All right, now my pumpkin's not absolutely center in my paper. That's okay. Snap the cap. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start using, in art there's elements and there's principles. So elements are the building blocks. So we're going to use color and shape and lines in your pumpkins. And then we're going to use the principle of pattern in each one. So each one of these sections are going to have a different pattern. So the pattern is going to have a variety, meaning we're going to have a different pattern in each one. So artists use the principle of pattern and the principle of variety. I have scrap paper. You do not want to cut your designs right out of the center because we can get more than one design. Look how big this piece of paper is. We can get tons of designs out of this. So make sure that when you're cutting, you're using the edge of the paper, okay? You don't want to cut all the way in the middle and then cut it out. And if you feel more comfortable using a pencil and drawing out your design first, you can. So I want to make some purple polka dots. So to make it a little bit faster, what I can do, I can actually fold my paper. I can cut out multiple at a time. If you have small pieces like this, you can throw it away. But if you have any larger pieces, you want to keep, so then other friends can use it. As you cut them out, put them in different places. See where you like it. Work on the composition, how you have it laid out. Okay, see how my paper goes off my color of my pumpkin? I need to trim that. You want it to stay in your pumpkin shape. All right, friends, once you have your pumpkin with all of the different patterns, what you can do to make this a little bit more interesting with your collage. So a collage is when you cut out paper and glue it one on top of another. You can even layer, meaning you're going to add more paper to each one. And you don't have to do it to all of them. Notice I'm not cutting into the center so that we can all share the paper and save it and use it for more than one thing. So someone already cut this one. It was me, actually. It's okay. I can still use the paper. Once you get at a certain point, you might want to do a paper check. Make sure nothing is falling off your paper. Maybe flip it over, rub the back. You're doing so much work and you're cutting out so many different little pieces of paper. You really want to make sure they all stick. If you are an early finisher, you can even grab some markers and go back. And you're not coloring. We're not coloring. I'm going to say that again. We're not coloring. But you can go in and even add some detail with your markers. There you go, my friends.